You know that
I
today
can't
we are
remember.
going to study the volume, right? So what's the meaning of the word volume? What's the meaning of the word volume?
Yes.
Mm.
The mass, the mass in any object.
The mass of any object, the
The
amount of its
space, yeah.
space, right? It will be the amount of space which the body can hold it.
The
The
amount of
amount of space which the body can
amount
hold
of
it,
space,
right? So if we want to talk about the shapes which we have it in front of us now and to calculate the
amount of
area
space.
of the volume, sorry, so that it will be the area of base multiply by what, Yahana?
The height.
By height, right? So in front of us, we have three different figures, and we want to know the volume for each one. Then, if we will start with the first figure, which is the cube. What is the shape of the base of the cube? This one is what?
Square.
It's a square, right? So if we want to calculate the volume of the cube, we will calculate the area of the square first, right? Then it will be the area of the square is side times side because we know that the sides are equal in length. Then once we have the square and we want to calculate the volume of the cube, it will be L times L times L, which means it will be equal L to the power of 3 because all sides in the cube are equal in length. So each face is a square and all faces are cubes. Then the volume of the cube, it will be L to the power of 3. And as I said, it depends on the shape of the base. Second, if we want to talk about the volume of the prism, and as you know, the prism, it depends on the shape of the base. Maybe the base is a rectangle, sometimes the base is a square, sometimes the base is a triangle. So we can call the prism according to the shape, to the base, the shape of the base. So if the base is a rectangle, so we can say if that one is a rectangular prism. If the base is a triangle, so it will be triangular prism. If the base is a hexagon, so it will be hexagonal prism, and so on. What about the shape which we have it in front of us now? The shape which we have it in front of us now. What is the shape of the base? The base is what?
Rectangle.
Rectangle.
It's a rectangle. Yes, it's a rectangle. So if I want to calculate the volume of the prism, what we have to do? We said it will be what?
Area of rectangle.
Area of rectangle multiplied by
Height.
الheight.
Height.
Yes, it will be area of rectangle multiplied by height. Or we can say that this one is length and this one is width and this one is height, right? So if I want to calculate the volume of the prism, it would be area of base, which it was a rectangle, length time width, and then multiply by height. So we can use two different rules with volume of the prism. We can say area of the base, or we can say length multiply by width multiply by what? Multiply by width multiply by height. So this is a special case with rectangular prism. So let's move now to the volume of the cylinder. The volume of the cylinder. What is the shape of the base? The base is what?
Circle.
Yes,
Circle.
the base is a circle. So we have to calculate by using the same rule the area of the base times height, right? So the base here in a cylinder, the base is what? Is a circle, as you said. So we have to know the length of the radius because this one represents the radius and this one represent what? Represent the height. Okay, then if I want to calculate the volume of the cylinder, and we will back to the original rule, area of the base, so we have to calculate the area of the circle. So what is the area of the circle? It will be by r square times what, grade 8 times height, right? So in case if we have the radius of the circle, so we will use it directly and we will say by r square times height. What about if he will give us the diameter of the circle? What about if he will give us the diameter of the cylinder to calculate to calculate the area, sorry, the volume? What we have to do?
Divide by 2.
Divide by 2. Very good. So we will divide by 2 to find what?
Radius.
The radius. Thank you. So we will divide it by 2 to find the radius. So for any circle, which it will represent the base of the cylinder, so we have to check, do we have the radius directly or he give us the diameter? In case we have the diameter, so before you would start, you have to divide the diameter divided by 2 to find the radius, right? Then after that, you will multiply by the height. Then this is the part which we have to revise it before we will continue in second part in our lesson today. So is there anyone can tell me what is the second part in our lesson today? We want to do what? We said yesterday we know only what the meaning of the volume and we revise the basis and the area of the base and how we can use the formula to calculate the volume of the cylinder. What about the second part which we want to talk about it today? If there anyone can tell me what we have to do today? We will continue with the second part, okay, which is how we can use word problems in our real